What's going on, Bud Masters? I'm Mr. Gamer.
And I'm Kitty Duvall.
And welcome to SBRReports episode 60. Nintendodirect got us good. And it has come to my attention because I am obsessively paranoid about me and growth and everything like that we have a lot of new listeners. So for all of you out there in the wonderful podcast world or wherever it is that you're listening.
Sup?
Yo, hi, how are you?
You really suck at the first date opening line, don't you?
Yes.
How did you ever get married?
Well, so, funny
story.
Story.
We're not going to get into that. Well, since all of you guys are new, you can follow Mr. Gamer and bug him on his Twitter at MRG_SBR on Twitter.com.
You sounded so upset about that.
And you can also follow us on Facebook at the Start Button Review.
Hit out my website.
StartButtonReview.com. Instagram is some arbitrary... Jesus.
It's on the website. The Instagram is on the website.
What else do you have?
Tumblr.
Google.
I have Google. Do we still talk about Google Plus? Is Google Plus still a thing?
Google Plus is still a thing. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, my Instagram, which is SBR_Mr. Gamer.
Because he thought I was going to be making so many more media handles.
I mean, yes, but I think the best way to open up all of our new listeners is to teach them what not to do if you want to properly propose to someone.
Oh, man, this story. So, Samuel Spider-Man has the saddest Easter egg ever, according to Polygon. And for all of you living under a rock, long story short, this dude named Tyler or whatever convinces Insomniac developers, who are all like, oh, this is so cute, to put a
marriage proposal in their video game.
Yeah.
So they were like, yes, we're totally going to do that. So in Spider-Man for the PS4, what you can do is you can go over to one of the many movie theaters and you'll see that instead of the title of the movie, it says, Maddie, will you marry me? Now, outside, not knowing anything about that, you would think that is awesome. Like, you shot your shot, like, hey, because Insomniac didn't have to do that.
Okay, a marriage proposal is not suiting your shot.
I was talking about the guy tweeting that to Insomniac, because they didn't have to do that. It's not as if there was any money or anything like that, so they could have just ignored that. Like, I'm pretty sure they ignore a whole lot of the other tweets about why the fact that the new reboot of Ratchet & Clank was terrible. But anyway, we're not getting into that.
Oh, jeez.
So, tweeted that, and there was like, sure, can you get back September 7th? And it's like, we're just past our 5 years, so I think we'll be around in September. And unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Yeah, so according to the guy, girl broke up with him months in advance, mind you. She pretty much said no, said that she doesn't even like video games, soccer, and this is not the proposal she wanted, and supposedly left him for his brother.
Now, please note the word supposedly there, because when this story first broke, thank you, my words, can we just not, okay, moving on. So, when the story first broke, everybody thought that the girlfriend was the worst person in the world. How dare you? He did all of this, da-da-da-da-da.
And the internet did its thing, like they always do.
And just went and just bashed her.
Harassed her and gave her death threats.
But, like my dad said, there's 3 sides to every story. Yours, mine, and the truth. And we finally get to hear from Madison Gamble, who is Maddie. We finally get to hear her side of it, and obviously it's not all right, and it's not what we all thought.
Okay, so long story short, because seriously, this is just a really bad soap opera, but I'm really glad that the journalist over at Houston Press actually reached out to her to get her side. Broke up with him because he wasn't getting his act together. They had been together since he was like 15 and a half. They had moved in together suddenly for reasons unknown that she didn't want to say, because that's their business. Was this fair? He's the one that put their business out there.
Unfortunately.
She didn't leave him for the brother. He sent the brother to go check up on her, and they've just been really close friends. And, you know, that just goes into the other topic we had a while ago about boys and girls being friends and stuff.
Now, forgive me if Mr. Gamer is going to get on a little bit of a soapbox for those who are going to be unaware. So for new listeners, I apologize.
Do you really?
No, not at all. Actually, not one bit. So the story is that his idea to either bring her, like keep her, was let's get married. Now, for those listening out there, and this is more so specifically to the guys, yeah, she doesn't really owe you anything.
You know what? I'm not going to even say that because that's true.
I mean, but it's like, oh, we're not doing very well, so if I propose to her, that will...
In a matter she doesn't even care for.
Yeah, she really wasn't even into video games. Now...
So that part is true, because they both said that.
Right, so, and that's fine. She doesn't have to be into video games, but to ramp up the pressure, like, so you're not into me now, but if I do this bigger thing, are you going to be into me? Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, so essentially she told him to get his stuff together in July. He didn't. She had to go take care of herself, which, is what I tell everybody. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, and for those who are going out, like, for those who went out and harassed her because you didn't know everything, go to the moon.
Also, journalists, I said slap all of you guys who decided to cover this story without getting the second half, because this was bad journalism. I am actually really pissed off at most of the gaming journalists that covered this.
Okay, I'm going to let you know this. Most mainstream gaming journalism is actually complete trash. Have you seen what's been written about the Spider-Man story, about how the Spider-Man game is so terrible? Because Spider-Man is working with the NYPD.
But, this, and it happens every time when something like this happens. Every time I see a big proposal happen and the girl or guy say no, and everybody's like, oh, if someone had did that to me, I would be over the moon. A proposal is a two-way street. One, you need to know that your partner wants this. If my husband had proposed to me in a video game, I wouldn't have went, oh, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Hashtag no pressure.
Right? Because that's going to be in a video game that everybody is going to see. So even after this is over, and an update to the story is that she deleted all of her social media accounts.
Because of the harassers.
So now there's just going to be people who unfortunately may not have heard of this story and no other Maddies, and going to be thinking all this silly. It's just so stupid.
You know what? Hashtag, I just thought about this. Can you imagine there's a bunch of other girls named Maddie during in relationships and they see that and be like, oh, Jacob, and Jacob's just sitting there like, what?
Do you remember, do you remember a few years ago, there was it was still a few years ago, there was billboards going around, I think something along the fact of, I hate Sarah Marshall? Like, remember that? And then everyone's like, who is Sarah Marshall? What is going on here? Now, mind you, that was a very effective advertisement, but still, there's so many people asking questions. The other question I'm asking is, so why hasn't EA been sued yet? No, seriously, why haven't EA been sued? Because loot boxes, more specifically gambling loot boxes, because apparently we need to make the distinction because there's different interpretations of the law over in Belgium. EA refuses to remove them from FIFA 19, so now they're going to be under investigation. And it's for a really stupid reason, because note the word that I used within my introduction to the story, interpretation of the law, because according to EA, the loot, I keep calling them gambling loot boxes because that's what they are, but according to EA, they're not. So the way that they see it is that because you still have a chance to get something, it's still fixed item counts and types and still should be included.
You can still get something out of a coin machine too, though,
Like Mr. Vaughn, let me ask you, we've all seen what a slot machine is, right?
Yeah.
A slot machine...
It's the only thing I'm allowed to play if I ever go to Las Vegas.
Yeah, you can't play blackjack. Anyway,
Damn. So,
you know that with a slot machine, there are every single roll, and it's typically 3, but let's just say if it's 3 or 5, but there is a particular amount of different outcomes on each individual column. Let's call it a fixed item count. Now, the different combinations that you can get, whether you have 3 columns, 5 columns, if it crisscrosses or what have you. Now that is absolutely random. So you could spend on a penny slot 1 penny and you have a chance of getting a jackpot. It's a small chance, but you still have a chance. Or you could get nothing. You could get 1 penny back or what have you. Basically, though the different choices in the columns are fixed, the random chance is still widely not in your favor. So
yeah, it's like I don't want to pay. What? This is FIFA we're talking about, right?
This is FIFA, so you've already paid $60 for the video game.
Yeah, no, I'm good. No.
And let's see. Typical starting bundle of currency is going to be somewhere between $1.99 to $2.99. That's the starting bundle of currency. So once again, it is a game of chance where you are either using your earned currency, which is your in-game currency, or your real money, your premium currency, for a chance to get a fixed item.
You know, this would be great if they just took out the microtransaction aspect of that, because then you're not spending real money on anything.
But if you're gonna do that, Mr. Ball, then you're going to run into what happens with 2K. Let's go to this wonderful piece of crap. So,
Lord.
So in the latest NBA game that 2K has that 2K made, the loot boxes had been the in-game currency had been removed, I believe. But here's the other thing that they did. They also significantly nerfed or decreased how quickly you earn experience.
Well, yeah, because they want you to spend money on it. Like real money. That thing that if your child has access to your credit card, you better get a new one, Miss Janet.
Now, I will say, I will, not my apologies for this, because it's been so long since I've actually seen 2K, because I just have so many other happy things to think about. But if I'm not mistaken, I do know that, I don't believe, I'm actually going to correct myself. I don't believe that they did not take out the in-game, they did not take the ability to buy premium currency. What they did was force the players into making that the better option. And another thing, while we're just talking about this, for every single developer that says that it is a choice for you to either grind to make your currency, grind to get your in-game currency, or for you to purchase it, do you realize that you are the ones that made that choice?
Is it really a choice if they make it more difficult for you when you're grinding?
Unfortunately, yes. Now, is it a easy choice to make? Yes, for them, but they're making it hard for you, the player.
See, this is what we call corrosion. I can't say
coercion.
Yeah, this is what we call that, because it's like, yeah, man, sorry you didn't know what to do. We made it so hard for you. But what's that? You know what? For this $3, you can buy that beard you really want for your player.
Right? Like, oh yeah.
What's this killing me more? Because
yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Guy online.
It doesn't make it doesn't make any sense. I think it would be worse if somehow you were able to purchase the Ultimate Player, but I know that with NBA 2K18 you can purchase upgrades for your player with premium currency. And here's another kicker. If that's the case, why not just make the game free? We already paid $60 for this game, and then you're going to kind of gouge it with microtransactions. Does anybody remember EA Battlefront? Remember that fiasco? How the game had to be completely rebalanced because of the microtransactions?
Man, that was a fun couple of weeks. The internet imploded.
And
nerds,
I don't
you nerds really make me happy.
I mean,
sometimes.
But
10% of the time.
But the point is that if your game is so dependent on the premium currency, and then people complain about the premium currency, and then you have to rework your game, maybe there was a problem with the game in the beginning if you're so focused on premium currency.
You guys are so worried about making money, you're messing up your own games. And I will not be surprised if more indie games start becoming new AAA games.
Okay, no. Please, 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 please. I love my indie games because I can distinguish them from AAA titles. And I have no problem investing my money into indie games. But I do not...
Everybody's dream is to be famous.
I know that, but here's the thing.
You can't tell the rock star not to rock on.
I have one word for you.
What?
Undertale.
That's a great game.
And it's still an indie title. I would not want I don't want I don't want Toby Fox to become
Toby Fox Enterprise. I would
Oh dear. Oh dear.
That would be great.
It would be
something.
An investment. It would be an investment.
You can literally be that person who, like, you know, people older than us that was there when Nintendo first came out. You could be that person, be like, I was there when Toby Fox's unleashed Undertale.
Unleashed is a word because it just grew. But on to our next story.
Speaking of Nintendo,
it doesn't seem as if we're going to be getting cloud saves for every video game. Now, a few people on the internet have already royally ripped into Nintendo, and to be completely fair, I can understand why. Though I do want to say something in Nintendo's defense. One of the things that they want to do is to make the game fair for everyone, and what they have seen and what a lot of people who have seen who play Splatoon 2 is that what you don't get is fair play all the time, especially before the Octopath expansion came out. Somehow you had people who were playing as Octolings. You had players who were modifying the shot delay of a blaster, which is a special type of weapon within Splatoon 2, where it would shoot almost as fast as a heavy splatling, which is once again another type of special weapon. And they would be modding these games. So is that fair for the people who are legitimately playing the game as they're supposed to?
I mean, essentially, Nintendo is that preschool teacher who watches the kids in the sandbox, see the older kids being bullies and jerks, and goes, you know what? I'm sorry, younger kids, but we're going to have to level the playing field a little bit and make it harder for the bullies to bully you.
I mean, because
what sucks.
It really does, because, you know,
like, everybody gets nap time, not just the bully.
Now, here's the thing. Now, not every single video game will be excluded from the cloud save backup system, but it does suck that there will be video games excluded, because even in the Nintendodirect today, if something happens to your Nintendo Switch system, your save data is just done. It is, and that was a huge fear for people, especially those who had put hundreds of hours into video games.
Like Splatoon?
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I would die.
Like, imagine if that save data was just gone. Like your system just got wet and it's just gone.
Honestly, I want to wait and see, because I really feel like Nintendo's probably testing the waters, but wants to still ensure that they don't get hacked or anything, because this is going to be something pretty new for them. It will be. This really seems like they're playing the safe game and trying to, like, ease it all in. I can't fault them for. I'd rather they take their time and make sure everything's going to be in working order and they can stop as many hackers as possible.
Right. Hackers, scammers, like, they don't make anything easy. Fun. But let's get into the main topic.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my Celestia. Okay, so
we watched the Nintendodirect today, if you haven't realized that by now.
Oh, my goodness. And I R.I.P. my wallet. Now, I will first I'm going to start with the criticisms. Now, people have been saying that the Nintendo Switch is nothing but a port machine. We're not getting any new titles. I would agree with you. I would agree that there are many ports of video games. The new Super Mario Brothers Wii U Deluxe is just what was on the Wii and then on the Wii U and now on the Switch. I will agree with you. That is just lazy. Because it's something that we already give us something new already. You know what I would have loved to hear, Mr. Vol? I would have loved to hear about Metroid. Where's that?
Who?
Exactly. I would have loved to hear about that, but it doesn't seem as if a lot of third-party developers, and I mean big third-party developers, are supporting the Switch. I don't know why. Are you allergic to money?
Yeah, the Switch has been doing pretty freaking good, even for just porting things.
And I will say that that is definitely a huge... That is a huge blemish on a very good record that Nintendo has had. I do not like the fact that it has just been port after port after port. I do not like the fact that a lot of what you would normally just be able to play on an emulator, though Nintendo frowns upon that, is what you have to pay for with what's in the eShop. I understand now that can be annoying, and I am frustrated with that.
Nintendo's like,
as
emulator
well.
who? Nintendo's like, emulator what? We got lawyers, son.
Oh my goodness. But the Nintendodirect did have a lot of amazing titles, and oh boy. So let's begin in chronological order with the only things that we actually cared about.
Oh, and FYI, everybody that is new, I'm the Nintendo fangirl, so
hard.
So hard. So we already know this list is going to be awesome. Okay, let's go.
So, Luigi's Mansion 3DS. According to Nintendo, it's going to be what was on the GameCube, but on the 3DS.
But there's also the Luigi Mansion 3.
Now, I have several questions. I would have loved to get a proper release date for the Luigi Mansion 3.
You know, you can't get everything you want, right, Mr. Gamer?
I suppose not. We also had a new Kirby game coming out for the 3DS.
Oh yeah, the Kirby Yarn game.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so cute. I'm gonna have to dust off my 3DS for this.
We also had an update for Mario Tennis Aces where you can complete certain challenges and get new cosmetic things, and also basically color swaps for certain characters.
And Birdo's in there now?
Birdo is in there now. Now, here's the thing though. Definitely wait until Black Friday, wait until Christmas to get this game. I made the mistake of getting the game upon release, and after finishing it within a few hours, it is not worth, as it stands right now, the $60. Now, I see that they are releasing new content, and it's free, which is great, similar to what they did with ARMS, but it was not worth the $60 right out the gate.
Yeah.
It was way too fast. The game is good. It's just not $60 good. That's my only criticism. Well, with Mario Tennis Aces. Now, there was also the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which has all the characters and Luigi, all of it. All of it's going to be on the Switch.
Let's see, what was it? Mario, Luigi,
Toad,
Toadette, and then that rabbit-looking thing.
Yeah, the name. Unfortunately, the name escapes me.
Rabbit? I think that's what it was called.
No, Nabbit.
Nabbit.
His name is Nabbit, and with the addition of Toadette, you could turn into Peachette with a new mushroom that just simply has a princess crown on it. So
I cannot wait to see all the cosplays of that.
Okay, that is going to be cute. It is nice for Toadette to be in there.
I already have 3 cosplayers. I know who I'm just going to hit up and be like, you should do this.
We also had the introduction of Katamari Damacy.
Mr. Gamer screamed.
I was
okay. To be fair, we both screamed.
To quote Mr. Vol, we in there like swimwear. Okay,
that's gonna be our new Mario Kart, son.
Right, let's go. Winter 2018, can't wait. I just can't wait for it to get cold here in Chicago, but there we go. We also have the exact date of when the Nintendo Switch Online is going to be released, September 18th.
So next week.
Yes. So, we're going to get new games. My question with that is it going to be like how PlayStation Plus works, where because you have PlayStation Plus, you have these particular titles available for a month, and then you if you miss the deadline, then you miss it being free and you have to pay for it normally, or do we just get it and it's ours? Like, how exactly does that work? Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go get those details as they are released. We don't even know all the games that are going to be released. I do realize that there are going to be some people who are going to look at that and be like, but I already have all these on my computer already, which is fine.
You mean you do you, boo-boo. I don't have a PC like that.
I would also like to note that there are emulators that you can play on your phone. Just saying.
Well, I also like to not have my stuff shut down because we already got that weird thing. Never mind.
Now, here's the other thing that I do want to notice. Do want to make note of. They mentioned that with the smartphone app, you have voice chat. Do you only get the voice chat if you have Nintendo Switch Online?
I mean, it would make sense.
Ooh. I guess the good thing is we don't have that stupid dongle anymore.
Because, like, if you're doing the voice chat
then
and you're on an online game,
then you have online. I'm just like,
Bowser's best dad.
Bowser is best dad. All right, we also have Super Mario Party, which is getting got.
Oh, Diablo 3.
Diablo 3, which is, oh dear. Okay, so I played Diablo 1 and 2 for the PC. I play Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and I will be playing, I play Rebirth, Afterbirth. I love the games. I love roguelike games because it gives you a sense of you playing a new game each and every time. Now, Diablo 3... I'm going to have to hold off on getting that game. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, but I am definitely going to have to hold off on getting that game. That's going to be too much time that I don't have.
Super Mario Party is just going to be fun in general, though.
Oh, that's just going to be a blast.
I'm simple, guys. Just give me my character, and we're going to have fun.
And
we're going to ruin families.
The one thing that I'm liking about this is it's local. I love the local multiplayer aspect. I really do, because that just it kind of goes back to the roots of, you know, the multi-pack, getting a PS2 and that multi-link controller mess that I didn't really see a whole lot of people have. But if you did have it, then you were like the coolest kid in school and everybody wanted to go to your house to go play like what is it, Jet Moto? Yeah, I think it was Jet Moto for the PlayStation. Like, okay, I'm old.
This thing I was interested in, Town.
Now, that
looked interesting.
Now, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, cool, another RPG. Now, it's an RPG where all of it takes place in
the village.
In the village. Now, Town is a working title, so we'll have to figure out what it's actually going to be.
You mean how, like, Octopath was a working title?
Okay. Yes. Now, I will definitely say, interesting. Another interesting thing that was shown during the Nintendo Direct is what the people at Asmodee are going to be giving a fresh new spin on tabletop, but on the Switch.
I mean, I didn't see any Dungeons and Dragons maps, so...
Okay, I don't think we can go there, Miss Duvall. Though,
I'm not allowed to play that anyway.
If somebody were to do that for the Nintendo Switch, that would just about revolutionize D&D play. But I have a lot of friends who loved Civilization. And the fact that you're going to get that game, which can have hundreds of turns, mind you, because sometimes Gandhi is just a bitch in that game. This is... You're going to have to get an external battery pack for your Nintendo Switch if you're going to be playing Civ 6. Like, you just will. Now... the hype in me is getting increasingly high as I talk about the next title, because I am in love, deep love, with a video game that was originally on the Nintendo DS, not 3DS, Nintendo DS, called The World Ends With You. I have lost a touchscreen due to this game.
Isn't this one of the games we first played when we first met?
I think so. It was.
Oh God.
Yeah, this goes that I love. For those who are able to see my fabulous physique, I don't look like Neku, but I wanted to when I was a kid. I wanted to so bad. The game is amazing, and the fact that we're going to be getting an even further update with this, where you can actually meet the Reaper herself in the game. Yeah, this game getting got.
R.I.P. your wallet.
Yeah, because now here's an interesting thing. The game, Nintendo said that it's going to be the full experience of Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. The Pocket Edition is going to be the full Final Fantasy 15 game on your Switch.
So it's just going to be Final Fantasy 15, but cute chibis?
I mean,
all the sadness and horribleness that happens to your characters, but
oh, Ignis.
Chibis?
Oh my God, Ignis.
Can you really see him be oh.
Yep, I'm a little sad now.
Oh, you know what else I'm excited about? I actually kind of screamed and Mr. Gamer had to tell me to calm DF down. Crystal Chronicles.
Okay, I do remember many years ago how I would try to play that game. It wasn't a Final Fantasy game that I was into.
Okay, you needed friends for that.
Okay, you kind of did. Another one that we're getting is...
But the thing about Crystal Chronicles I was excited about,
Uh-huh.
I loved, was that me and my siblings played it all the time. Our mom had to hide the GameCube at some point because that's how much we played it, and then my brother sold it because he sucks.
We also have another port, but of Final Fantasy 12, which I actually haven't finished. And you know why I didn't finish it?
Because the battle system is stupid.
Okay, I will say that the battle system is interesting, to put it lightly. But the fact that I figured out that in order for you to get the best weapon for your main character, you have to not open a treasure chest.
So, because the game, I couldn't. The only thing in there for me was Fran and the pirate dude, but...
Okay, yeah, there's so much art of Fran. Anyway,
precisely.
We also have Final Fantasy 7, 9, and 10 and 10 too.
Y'all just gonna skip 8? Y'all just gonna have to put some respect on 8. That's rude as hell. But I never played Final Fantasy 9, so that's to be interesting.
Oh, Zidane. My man. I don't play the new Dissidia. I still play Dissidia on the PSP, but my man Zidane.
I almost asked the stupid question of, you still have a PSP? Because of course you do.
Of course I still have a PSP. Now, there's another thing that we're going to have to talk about, and it was something that hurt Miss Duvall very, very much.
Okay, so to set this up... The entire time we went over to the next, they kept going over games and stuff. I'm just like, still not Animal Crossing though. Still not Animal Crossing. And then they're all like, yeah, stay tuned to the very end. Like, not going to be Animal Crossing.
And then we see Isabelle.
Oh!
And she's tidying up the mayor's office.
Talking about maybe I need to be mayor. Oh, Isabelle, you work so hard.
And she's like, well, you know, I have to keep everything ready since the village, the mayor is dealing with the campgrounds, and Smash.
I kind of want to download
Pocket Camp.
Pocket Camp again.
And then Isabelle, not the mayor, Isabelle gets a letter. And then, of course,
like,
we're just reading it.
I'm just sitting there curled up like...
And then we find out that Isabelle is in Super Smash.
Okay, Mr. Gamer jumped out of the chair and I was just sitting there like, I was so upset.
I'm hoping...
I was sitting there salty.
Okay, not gonna lie, I'm almost certain Isabelle is just going to be an Echo character. But the fact that Isabelle is going to be in the game is just like... Wait,
I
what?
have an excuse to play Smash.
You got your main.
Like, I have to play her.
Now, that wasn't the end, though.
Tom Nook.
So, the direct wasn't over. Tom Nook is just simply looking at the computer screen, talking about how he's going to have to get everything prepared for when everyone comes back. But what would they be coming back to? They would be coming back...
to death.
They would be coming back in Animal Crossing in 2019. And I laughed so hard.
I was about to cry. I don't think anybody understands this, how much I love Animal Crossing, particularly New Leaf. I don't think anybody understands this, how much I love that game. Oh my god.
It was amazing. I
I almost cried.
I'm thrilled about the Direct. Nintendo, get my money. Sony, I guess you made a pretty decent Spider-Man game that I'm not gonna buy yet. Microsoft,
what?
Do something. Like, come on, do something.
I'm like, after I saw the Animal Crossing thing, I said screw everything else, and I'm just gonna put my coins aside. I'm gonna put together an Animal Crossing fundraiser and just be like,
an Animal Crossing fundraiser.
I'm getting all the amiibos. I'm so hyped for this. You guys don't understand. Yes, we know I'm a casual freaking gamer, but I am hype.
Yes. So, hit me up on Twitter.
Tell us what you're hyped for.
Yes. Tell us what you're hyped for. Like, I really want to start talking to you guys. I know you're listening. I can see the numbers. Bug me already. And with that being said, this is Mr. Gamer.
And this is Kitty Duvall.
Signing off.